Hey guys, I'm Einstein Millán, and today I'll be talking about how we can simplify data lakes with Lake Formation. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and give us a like. So first, I'd like to give a brief introduction into what a data lake is. And a data lake is simply a centralized repository that allows us to store all of our data in its raw and unstructured form. It can also be structured, but what I'm getting to is that it can be any type of data that you like. We don't treat it in any way. We don't validate it in any way. We just dump it in a place that has certain characteristics. And one of them is that we can pick our data as we like from there. So why is it important? Well, for many reasons. One of them is centralization, flexibility. Another is flexibility, scalability, cost effectiveness, and that helps us also go into enhanced analytics. So as I mentioned before, data lakes centralize all the data. They make it a one-stop shop for data that's needed across organization. It gives us the flexibility to accommodate a wide variety of data types, structures, and sources, providing a flexible environment for data storage and analysis. It does so in a very scalable way. Modern data lakes are designed to scale with growing data, making them a robust solution for evolving business needs. Data lakes are also cost-effective for storage with massive amounts of data, especially today where storage comes by super cheap if you compare it to memory and CPU resources. And enhanced analytics. So after we refine all of this data through stages, and we bring it to a stage or into a form that we feel convenient, that can be further used for analytics, AI, machine learning, etc. So here's an illustration of a data lake. You can see that all of the surrounding sources are feeding into this huge repository of data. It's all structured and unstructured. And then further steps above it, pick and choose the data and refine it and put it through what we call data pipelines so that we can look at it through analytics, so we can analyze and machine learn, so we can maybe publish it on the cloud. We can do anything we want. But if it's all in a centralized place, that gives us the power to play with the data that way. So creating data lakes does not come by without any challenges. There's many ways to skin a cat. I love that saying. So, but one of the challenges is data silos. And data silos occur when data is stored in separate places or separate repositories, but there's not a good communication between each other. So this fragmentation can lead to inefficiencies, inconsistencies in data, and the lack of a holistic design across the organization. So here's another illustration of a data silo. As you can see, this silo holds a great deal of data related to, for example, sales, marketing, sales. Some people are on the inside of the fence that have some visibility. Some people are on the outside and they cannot see the data. So that's kind of how data silo has been represented here. There are other challenges. They don't have that beautiful representation such as silos, but the other concerns are security, how we manage the data, and how complexity is also dealt with. So when we talk about security, we need to make sure that the security and the privacy of the data within the lake is of the utmost importance. It's a critical concern. So without robust security measures, or sensitive information can be exposed to unauthorized users, leading to data breaches. As you know, data is gold, so it's something that it becomes more important for business. It needs to be safeguarded. Data management. So data management, including the ingestion of the data, the cataloging, the quality control of the data, metadata management. All of that, that's what we define as data management. And poor management can be a result of low quality data, difficulty in data retrieval and analysis. That's the impact. So as far as complexity, there's technical complexity involved in setting it up, configuring it, maintaining the data lake, which can lead to longer setup times and higher costs, and a requirement for specialized skills. There's a complexity and time consumption. So setting it up, maintenance and integration, all of these are also part of the challenge of setting up data lakes. So the initial setup can be complex. It requires careful planning around the data structures, security policies, and architecture as a whole. The maintenance is what you need to do with it after it's set up. So there's usually ongoing maintenance to ensure data quality, security, performance, and all of this can be very time consuming. And then also integrating the data lake with existing systems, ensuring that the data flows seamlessly can be a daunting task. So, that's where Lake Formation comes in. And Lake Formation is a fully managed AWS service that makes it way easier to set up, manage your data lakes. It simplifies and automates many of the complex manual steps usually required to create a data lake, including collecting, cleansing, and cataloging data. So it helps us overcoming data silos. It has all of the benefits of AWS security baked in. It simplifies your data management through automated discovery. It reduces the complexity by automating many of the internal steps or the manual steps involved in setting up your data lake. So it reduces the time from where you get started until you're up and running with your data lake. And then some of the key features of Lake Formation includes data sharing. So it enables very granular control, even at a column level, for all of the data sets that are in our data catalog. And then, so this allows different parties and collaborators to work with the data in different ways. It makes it easier for you to manage and clean up your data. So it already has baked-in deduplication, data cleanup, and of course, the famous glue data catalog. So it leads to higher data quality and reduces the management overhead. So Lake Formation works seamlessly with the crawlers, and that helps us discover and catalog our data, easier to find what you need down the line. It saves time and effort in data discovery, making the data more user-friendly and accessible. So I included a screenshot. This is unrelated to any of our clients. I just picked it off the web. And this is more or less what you see when you go into Lake Formation. It allows you to pick your principals, that is your users or your roles, and it allows you to pretty much include the columns that you want and the types of permissions that you want to grant, such as alter, insert, drop, etc. And it even allows you to grant those other permissions to other parties. So it's really cool. Gives you a great deal of control. And once you have it cataloged, everything that's AWS and then some can integrate through Lake Formation to your data catalog. So you have the centerpiece, your Amazon, Athena and S3, but you also have all of these services that can integrate with it, such as EMR, DynamoDB, SageMaker, Redshift, and Elasticsearch. So all of these layers, which it just acts as a central repository for everything. So some of the conclusions for Lake Formation, it streamlines the process of setting up and managing your data lakes, addresses common challenges such as data silo and security concerns. It automates many of the manual steps. It not only simplifies data management, but promotes a collaborative environment through easy data sharing and discovery. This service emerges as a valuable resource for modern organizations, enabling centralized, secure, and a user-friendly platform for leveraging data assets effectively. And additionally, I found it to be super cheap. In fact, most of our costs are related to actual glue jobs in data discovery, but Lake Formation itself, the cost doesn't even go up to 5 cents so far in our latest clients. And I can speak more to that, but our clients are super satisfied because they're bringing all these partners and all of these collaborators that can plug into their data lakes and to our data lake and to our data catalog and play with our data, create their own views. And it's all done safely and isolated or as interconnected as we want to define it. So are there any questions? That's all I have for today. I wanted to make it very high level. Sometimes I get excited and I go into a whole lot of depth. So I wanted to keep it simple today.
I have some questions, Einstein. So after you have the data lake, which are the options that AWS gives you to query it? I know you can do things with glue, and that can get a little bit expensive. Which are the other options?
So yeah, let me go back to that diagram. We have Amazon Athena that can plug into your data catalog. And for querying, we also have Elasticsearch which is a very powerful search layer that can plug in directly to your data catalog. Also have, you can upload your data seamlessly or connect your DynamoDB and use the data catalog as a source. We have Aurora. We have EMR for glue jobs, which is an alternative to glue. It's the only serverless piece until recently. Now we have EMR serverless, but until recently, we just had EMR as an orchestration. As far as the serverless piece was concerned, we only had EMR, which orchestrates a fleet of EC2 instances. But there's also Redshift, which is super powerful. It works differently than Athena. But so, and you also have connectors, which help you can connect Power BI or external cloud services to that, or you can do many things. It's super pluggable into other services.
Interesting. And after you plug in any kind of database or data to your data lake, apart from the cost on queries, for example, with Athena, you also have the cost on the data consumption on the source, no?
On the services, you mean like Glue, for example?
For example, let's say I plug into my data lakehouse DynamoDB.
Yes.
That works as source. So when I query data on my data lake, am I hitting DynamoDB or how that works?
So you're going to hit your DynamoDB. That would incur additional costs because you're going to have the cost of the DynamoDB and maybe, but if you set it up correctly, you can diminish, for example, data transfer costs. So if you use a VPC, you can use DynamoDB. I think it's it's a gateway endpoint, I believe is the name of it. And it allows you to have an internal connection. That means your connection doesn't go through the internet. And that gives you performance benefits and cost benefits as well.
Oh, great.
So you're actually hitting your DynamoDB, and as you know, it's serverless. So yes, there's going to be additional costs incurred. But then if you want to get really nasty with costs, you have SageMaker.
That's a whole world, no?
Yeah, it's a whole different world. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Thanks for your time. I may go into further talks into how we start talking to the data catalog with these surrounding services. I may go into the simplest one, maybe with Athena, but yeah, I look forward to our next talk and have a pleasant weekend. Thank you.